The notification tone is different. That's the first thing you'll notice. It's not the harsh, buzzy chirp of your cracked screen phone hunting for a signal. It's a chime, clear and silver, like a bell ringing in a room made of glass. You wake up on your mattress on the floor in the room you rent week to week. The air smells like damp carpet and old oatmeal, but the phone on your nightstand is glowing with a gold border you've never seen before. Congratulations, you are the one. Every year, the Universal Lottery picks one person from the deep poverty tier to live as a trillionaire for exactly 24 hours. For one day, you aren't the person counting bus passes or fixing your shoes with duct tape. For one day, you own the world. The door to your cramped apartment doesn't just open, it's opened for you. A man in a suit that costs more than your neighborhood stands there. He doesn't look at the peeling wallpaper or the past due stamps on your mail. He calls you sir with a voice that sounds like polished stone. "The detail is waiting, sir," he says. You walk outside. Your neighborhood is still there, the trash on the sidewalk, the gray sky. But parked at the curb is a car that doesn't zip or fly. It glides. It's a silent long shape, blacker than a hole in the universe. You realize you don't just own the car. You bought the entire company this morning as a rounding error. The first hour is a blur of scale. You move into a compound of 14 acres behind iron gates where you can't even see the main house from the entrance. You have a staff of 63 people, housekeepers, groundskeepers, and 2 private chefs on rotation. You sit in a room where the walls go gold because you want them gold. You order coffee from the place you've gone to for years, but when you arrive, the world has stopped. The barista's hands are shaking as she hands you the cup. Every person in the shop is filming you from behind a laptop screen. The coffee tastes the same, but the air around you has changed. It's become heavy. You spend. You buy a Boeing 747 and have it rebuilt into a flying residence. You buy an island in the South Pacific with a submarine bay and a full medical facility. Your net worth grows by tens of millions every hour you sit there. You feel like a god. But then, the first wrong thing happens. It's lunch. The chef brings you a plate. It's a sandwich, peanut butter on toast, cut diagonally. You never told the staff you liked it that way. You never told anyone. You look at the chef. He smiles, but his eyes skip. A split-second jump, like a paragraph was left out of his programming. You start to look closer. You go to the compound's library and access the private archives. You search for the previous winners of the Universal Lottery. There are 40 of them from the last 40 years. Their names are listed, their best day ever documented in high-definition video. But when you look for where they are now, the records stop. There's a redaction mark and a note, records sealed by court order. You take a wrong turn looking for the wine cellar and find a hallway where the walls are darker. At the end of it, a man is waiting. He's thin, white-haired, and missing the tip of his ring finger. He tells you his name was the winner from 19 years ago. "You only get one chance to see this," he whispers. He taps a screen, and you see the contract you signed with a digital thumbprint this morning. You didn't read the fine print. No one does when they're starving. Section 14, subsection C, the winner consents to the use of their neural data and physical template for the duration of the experience and all subsequent comparative research. He tells you the truth. The lottery isn't a gift. It's a stress test. For 24 hours, the government monitors every choice you make with unlimited power. If you are too greedy, they study your greed. If you are too kind, they study your empathy. And when the clock hits 0, they don't send you back to your mattress on the floor. They set you, the old man says, the technology that lets the elites of this city live forever, the perfect world where no one gets cancer and the cars glide silently, it was built on the winners. They copy your mind, run 412 simulations of your life in matched conditions, and then erase the data when they have what they need. The winner doesn't go home. They become the code that keeps the city running. The old man slips you a key. The server room is 4 levels below. You can release the logs. You can show the city what their paradise is built on. You walk back to your gold-lit room. You have 6 hours left. Outside, the city is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. You see the people in the gardens, the children who will never die of anything because of the research performed on people like you. If you release the files, you take away the city's peace. You destroy the paradise. If you stay quiet, you spend your last few hours in luxury. Let the chef bring you diagonal toast and wait for the reset to turn you into code. The clock on your gold-lit wall ticks down. You think about the cheap ballpoint pen you used to sign your life away in your old world. You think about the 412 versions of you that are about to be woken up, studied, and deleted. You look at the key in your hand. You look at the sunset turning the ocean gold. The notification chime rings again. 5 minutes remaining. You don't sleep.